She's so cute. Look at her. She's so cute.
I'm trying to drive.
We got a Jeep. So we went out and bought a 2020 Jeep Wrangler, the JLU, the Unlimited, the 4-door Rubicon with street tires. Yep, street tires on a Rubicon. No idea how that happened other than the dealership switched out the wheels and tires for a Gladiator that didn't have Rubicon wheels on it. The other thing we got that most Rubicons don't have is we got leather seats, and they're tan instead of black, and instead of the red Rubicon dash, which doesn't go with blue really, it's a graphite gray. So, ooh,
State sale.
State sale.
There's a line.
No thank you.
20 people. I don't want somebody else's shit that much.
But we've been talking about getting a Jeep for a long time. Our son has been asking us to go fishing and camping and doing stuff like that, so we wanted something that we could go do Jeep stuff in. We've never done Jeep stuff, so it's something we can learn together. The reason we got the Rubicon over the regular, like the Sahara or the Support, was one, because it came standard with the big nice 8-inch Uconnect system, which FCA does a really good job on. It also has a nicer stereo, which I think you can get in the Sahara, but we wanted the heavier duty axles because we are going to be doing some towing. We're going to get a camper and we're going to tow with it, and we wanted it to be able to handle a little bit more. They're rated at the same, the Sahara and the Rubicon are rated at the same 3,500 pounds. I just felt more comfortable with a little bit heavier duty axle. We're going to be doing some modifications for towing to combat the sag. It didn't come with a tow package, so it doesn't have the wiring kit and the hitch and all that stuff, so we'll add all that. But after the first 1,200 or so miles, we're really enjoying it. It rides a lot smoother than any Jeep I've ever been in, probably due to the street tires. That'll get rougher once we do the standard Jeep ownership kit, which is bigger tires. It gets really good mileage. Right now we're averaging 22.4, pretty good for a Jeep. We got the 2-liter turbo, which we really like. It's got a little bit less horsepower than the V6, but it's got a lot more torque. So it's really peppy, fun to drive, and it's got power locks, power windows, all that stuff that the older JKs had, but weren't really all that nice. We looked at some of the JKs and we just really didn't like the interiors. They're just not quite as refined as the new ones. The new ones are just a lot nicer. So since we're not hardcore Jeep people, we wanted a fancy Jeep, and we got a fancy Jeep because I'm not an outdoor guy.
Fancy. He's a glamper.
I'm spoiled. The main things we like would be what? What's the best thing about this Jeep, you think?
It's comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable than most Jeeps.
We went on about a 3-hour trip this past weekend, and it was really pretty comfortable.
Yeah, road smooth, and you know, it was nice and quiet. It fits the baby seat in the back. So
in the middle, unfortunately.
In the middle. So we'll do a baby seat review on it, because the headrest, that thing right there, super frustrating. Really frustrating. But I'll show you why. If you watch that video, you don't get this. That's called a teaser. So we're gonna do some cool stuff to this truck. My main complaint with this truck is there's nowhere to put anything. You can't. There's one little slot for a cell phone and 2 cups. That's all your storage. And I know all you Jeep guys out there are going to be like, Jeeps aren't made for storage, they're not made for day-to-day travel, but we use it every day, so it needs to be able to store more than 1 cell phone and more than 1 coin. So we need it to, you know, we have a 3-year-old and he likes to bring a bunch of stuff with him, all little toys and drinks and all that stuff, so we need to make sure he has that stuff and we can use it as a family vehicle. And we're going to do some modification for that. Already have it on order. Oh, the other thing is, as most Jeep people know, the steering is a little funky. If you've never driven a Jeep before and you drive a Jeep, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's completely different. The steering is very, I guess, loose is the word to call it. You can move the steering wheel a lot, and the wheels don't go anywhere. They stay straight, and the steering wheel does this. So there is a steering stabilizer we found from Falcon. Yeah, Falcon, that we're going to get, and it's adjustable, so you can tighten it up, and then if you want to go off-road, you loosen it back up to where it's more towards factory. I guess the looseness is, maybe correct me in the comments, I guess if you're off-roading or something, you don't want the steering wheel to get ripped out of your hands, so there's that little bit of play. I don't know, but we'll find out. We're not going to do any hardcore rock clawing or anything like that. Like, I don't even know what this front and rear locker thing disconnect, I know what it does, but I don't know when you would need it, when you don't. So it only works in low gear, so I'm guessing that's when you need it. Other than that, it's been really comfortable. It's just a neat truck. They're neat. We looked at the Gladiators at the same time we looked at the Wranglers, and there's just a certain feel to a Wrangler that you don't get with a Gladiator. The Gladiator just rides like a mid-sized truck. It's really nice. It tows more, but one, you can't get the 2-liter turbo in it, so it's not great gas mileage. From our test drives, it was like 14-15 miles a gallon for a Rubicon. And then we found out that in the rear, the Wranglers actually have more leg room than the Gladiators by about 2 inches. So having a small kid in a car seat, we want him to have that extra leg room for his legs to dangle. There's a lot of stuff we want to do to it. We're going to paint this white headliner black just so it looks a little better. Bigger wheels and tires, or I think we're going to keep the wheels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to keep the wheels and just put bigger tires on it. We have some interior things we want to add a little more storage to. The little grip handles so it's easier to get in and out of. Side steps, yeah. It's got the rock sliders, but some people in this car aren't very tall. So I'm nearly 6 foot, right at 6 foot, depending on what shoes I'm wearing, and she's like 4'9".
No, I'm 5'2".
She's 5'2", so we can't do like a 6-inch lift and a 40-inch tire because it'll be as big as she is.
And we have a 4-year-old.
We have a 4-year-old. So if this video helped at all, which I doubt it did, but you want to see kind of what we do with our Jeep and what we're going to be doing over the next few months, hit that subscribe button. I think it's on that side, and then hit the like button on that side, and the bell button, and the Instagram button, and the Facebook button, and the no COVID button, and the other button. I'm sure there's a button up here and over there. Just hit all the buttons. I don't know. See you next time. Bye. And that's a video.